Okay, since my last video, thanks for watching, guys. Very much appreciated. If you can hit the like button, it greatly helps everybody else to find the videos I make. Since this last video I made on the controller, on all the functions, which I will link the video down below, you can have a look at that. But I've been asked a lot of questions. I'm surprised at just how many questions I've been having. So I thought I will do another video and try and go through some of the questions that I have been asked. Number one, the secret menu. Yes, there are secret menus, but do they do anything? Not really. So OK and power button to get into the secret menu. Press that and hold it. The first one I found was 6. Press the power button to change fields. 7. Press the power button to change fields. 8. If we press OK, it then comes up with a E8 error, which means flame out. Now the heater is not running at the moment, so it stands to reason that yes, I'm getting a flame out because it's not running. If we press the settings button, that should get out of it. Okay. The second one I found was 9, 8, 7, but if we press OK, nothing happens, it just reverts back to your entry screen. Okay, the secret menus. We saw when the motor was off, when the diesel pump was off, it didn't do anything. Let's see what happens when the motor's actually running, the diesel pump's running. So we'll press OK and power button, get into those secret menus. We'll try the 9, 8, 7. If we press OK, yeah, it doesn't do anything. Let's try the 6, 8, 7. 7, 8. And if we press OK, doesn't do anything. We can't get into any menus. There are no secret menus that I have found. If I find something, I will make another video. Okay, question number 1, priming. How long do we prime for? If we press the up arrow key and the down arrow key together, that will prime the machine. It will get the fuel from the pump to the heater. You do need to get the fuel to the pump to start off with. My machine has about 1.5 meters between the pump and the diesel heater. I prime for about 3 to 4, maybe 5 seconds, and that was enough to get the diesel to the heater. So the first time I started the heater, it started up without any dramas. Don't over prime it. You're probably better off under priming it. The diesel heater on its first startup will prime a little bit and get it going anyway. Okay, another question was alpine mode. Press the settings and OK button, hold them down. We get the alpine mode. We get the little symbol up here saying alpine mode. When do we use alpine mode? I think they say at around about 2,000 feet we can use alpine mode. What alpine mode does, it reduces the pump frequency just a fraction. You can actually hear it slowing down just a fraction to try and get your fuel air mixtures correctly. Some people say to run it in alpine mode all the time. We can't actually set your hertz or anything like the older controller, so yeah, we don't have as much functionality on this new controller as the old controller. So alpine mode, just either run it all the time in alpine mode, or especially once you're over about 2,000 feet, just run it in alpine mode. Okay, when we start the heater, press the power button here to start the heater. Press and hold it. Okay, it will start up in manual mode, signified by H3. The fan will come on. The glow plug will come on. What the glow plug does, it heats up a little atomizer screen. Gets that nice and warm so the diesel can actually ignite. Diesel, when it's cold, won't actually ignite. Now, I've just had mine on for a little while before, so this temperature here is actually the temperature of the unit casing. This temperature here, 21 degrees, is the ambient temperature that we're in at the moment. Quite a pleasant day outside at the moment. Voltage is the voltage of the battery, what it's showing. At the moment, it's simply priming things up. So if we press OK, we can scroll through the voltage, the manual mode, which is currently it's setting at H3. So we've got 1, 2, 3 bars down here. We can see the down here the pump has just come on, and it's pumping very, very slowly at the moment, just trying to get ignited. If we go up to the menu, press OK again, go up to the menu, it will show the temperature of the casing of the unit. So as the motor starts and gets hot, it will slowly warm up. Okay, the pump is now running a little bit quicker, and we can see that the temperature is actually climbing up a little bit. I don't know if you can hear, but the fan has just kicked in a notch as well, and it's slowly warming up now. Okay, when we're in manual mode, as signified by the H3, we can go up to H4 to make it run hotter. 5, 3, 2, down to 1. If we go past 1, it goes down to an automatic temperature, which is, I've got it set at 23 degrees. To change that temperature, if we go back up and press the up arrow key, it goes back into manual mode. If we go past H6, press it once more, it also goes back into that automatic temperature mode. Unfortunately, the only way to change that temperature mode is to go back into manual mode, then press the settings button to go into automatic mode, press it and hold it. We can now change our automatic temperature. Okay, if we now go back into manual mode, press and hold the settings key. Once we go up or down past H1 or past H6, if I press this down arrow, it will go and go to manual mode, but set it at the temperature that you have it previously set at. We can't actually change this 19 degrees at the moment unless we go back into, as I said, go back into manual mode. Then we need to go back into automatic mode, reset this temperature, okay, then go back into manual mode, and it's reset. Okay, if we try and press the down arrow key again, it just goes back into manual mode. So someone asked, pressing OK sets the ambient temperature, shows the ambient temperature. If we set it, press OK again, it shows the set temperature. But if I press OK, it just scrolls through those screens: the manual mode, the current temperature of the casing of the heater, and your voltage that the battery is at. Someone asked, it kept coming up with a error. I think it was an E2 error, which is an over voltage error. Asked how do we change it from 12 volt to 24 volt. I believe it was an automatic setting in the controller itself, but the older controllers had a setting which you could change from 12 volt to 24 volt. Again, these ones, they have no setting. As far as I was aware, they were automatic sensing, but I don't know if that's the case. If it comes up with an over voltage and you've got a 24 volt system, you'll need to get a new controller which does 24 volts. Probably send it back to the point of purchase, or ask them if they've got a specific 24 volt controller. Another question was, does the timer turn off the heater once the elapsed time has set, and will it turn back on after the temperature falls? No, it won't. Once the timer has turned the heater off, it will stay off until you actually turn it back on. Another question I had was, I'm setting the controller to 6 degrees, but the room temperature still stays up high, like 24, 25 or 26 degrees. If you've got the controller set to H1, your minimum setting, and that's putting out too much heat for the size of the room to get down to that 6 degrees, in other words, if it's the minimum temperature it's going to create in the room is 20 or 21 degrees or 25 degrees, it will never get down to 6 degrees because it just can't get any lower. Setting 1 is the lowest it can get, so if the ambient temperature drops out at 20 degrees, that's as low as it's ever going to get in that room. Changing it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Unfortunately, there are no settings to change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Doesn't matter what we press. Yeah, I've tried all combinations. There is no setting to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius. These are purely a Celsius machine. The battery in the remote control. Not too sure. I'll have to pull that apart and I will have that in here in a sec. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching again. Don't forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And subscribe to the channel if you like. I've got some more videos that I'm thinking of doing, just individual controllers, and I've also come across some information regarding problems with the heaters. I'll do a couple of videos on that. So thanks again guys, and we'll catch you on the next round. Thank you.